What's going on, fellow friends, fellow coachpreneurs? I'm jumping in right now to talk a little bit about how to start an online health coaching business, like right now, right here in 2021. Because for most of us, 2020 has been like a life-changing year because of the global pandemic. So many have had to change the way that we do business. The way that we interact with other people and everything has been moving online. So there's really no better time to start an online coaching business. Like, this is really how people are wanting to work and interact with other people, and it's super convenient right now. And I think it's safe to say that we'll continue to see this trend like well into the future. And you're here right now because you want to be fulfilled, right? You want to feel fulfilled by your work. You want to do work that you're passionate about. You're passionate about plant-based living and holistic living, and you've got knowledge and skills and experience, all of which is really helpful to other people, and not just people, because what you have to share creates a ripple effect that helps so many others, including animals on the planet too, right? And you're most likely wanting to have some freedom and flexibility in your life and be your own boss and set your own schedule and be able to, be there for your family and with your family and just be available to them when you want to be. And, the thing about having an online coaching business, it allows you to do all those things. And you and I, know more and more people are also getting interested in health and wellness and well-being and fitness, and people are getting interested in getting healthy and just feeling good in their bodies and like looking for alternatives to conventional medicine. So that being said, I do absolutely believe that there's really no better time to get started in creating an online health coaching business. And if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, there's like so much competition out there already. Like, I've heard this within the community, and I can tell you that's actually something that you shouldn't be worried about at all. So let me explain why I say that, because here's the thing. You're a coach or a consultant or a trainer or a health practitioner, or you're aspiring to be. And so all you're seeing on Facebook and Instagram, like through advertising, it's all related to coaching. So yes, there are more and more people wanting to be coaches, but there are more than enough people in the world who are really wanting support around physical and mental health issues. So, thinking that there's no room for you to also be a coach does not have to be a factor in your decision to get started. Got it? So what I'm going to walk you through right now are the main steps to getting your business started, and specifically here in 2021, and really like looking at what you need to know to get your business like up and running online. But before we get into the steps, the first thing I want to share with you is that there's really 3 stages or phases to growing a business. So the first phase is just getting started, and that's setting the foundation to your business. So that looks like getting clear about the who, what, when, and where of it all. And the second phase is generating the revenue you need to sustain your lifestyle. And for a lot of coaches and trainers, that means replacing their current level of income. And once you've got that, like, that sets you up for the third and final phase, which is, scaling your business. And, if and when you want to get to 6 figures or more, and really looking at making that happen. And I think that just being clear about that from the beginning is really helpful, because I think we see a lot of marketing out there about starting your business and making 6 figures like super fast. Now, I'm not saying that's not possible, because it is. But do most people do that? No, they don't, right? Um, so here's the thing. We all have varying skills, and we all have varying challenges, and we all have like, different experiences and gaps to fill in what we already know, and things to learn. And so it might take a hot minute in the beginning to get everything in place, or it could come together really quickly. And because of those variables, I think that you and I both know that we got to keep it real, right? So some people are brand new to coaching. A lot of people are brand new to being an entrepreneur. So I just want to set realistic expectations from the beginning. And I think knowing that early on is really, really helpful. And just know that there's really like 3 stages to building your business. So the stage of getting started, by just getting the foundation to your business in place through that clarity. And then, the next one being, knowing how to get repeatable income. And then the stage of really scaling it, because this is one of the few industries you can actually get into where you can earn like whatever you want, like cool beans, right? So the other thing that I just want to bring to mind is, to have an online business, you got to be committed to it because it takes some planning and it takes some persistence and it takes a little grit. So because, really like what you see other coaches out there who are like killing it online, like you're seeing the flashy marketing and the beautiful photos and the thousands of followers, the content, the testimonials, all that stuff that you can actually see. That's really just like the tip of the iceberg. And I really like how like James Wedmore describes this. What you're seeing is the top of that iceberg. You're not seeing what's underneath, right? And if you've seen an image of an iceberg before where the top of it, above the surface is sort of small compared to like the massive chunk that you don't see under the water, like that's what I'm talking about. It's the things that you don't see that are the real markers to somebody's success. Now, that being said, that's not to say that it has to take a lot of time in order to get your first paying clients or hit your first revenue goal. In fact, you can start getting clients online very quickly and start serving them like, even if you're still working a job, like a lot of coaches who are just starting out do, or even while you're like going through a certification program, if you know how to leverage your time and the talent that you have. And because you have super low overhead as an online business, like you actually have the ability to, you know, be financially successful a lot quicker than a lot of other businesses, which is really super cool, right? But I think that having a realistic understanding that it's not just like, I'm going to start my business and share some content and get super popular online and have a six-figure business right away, like some advertisers would have you think. You got to be in this to really be of service to others and not like coming out of the gates hot chasing money or chasing like the idea of celebrity, right? You know what I mean? Because that's what coaching is about. And when you're in alignment with that, everything will just line up for you. Okay. So getting into the steps of getting started online. So the first step is to find a problem that you can help a certain kind of person to solve. That's your niche. And I talk about this a lot because, this is entrepreneurship 101, right? Like we tend to become a coach or a health practitioner because we've experienced some sort of transformation in our body or in our mind or both. And we've seen someone we love go through, something that we can help someone else to prevent, or, whatever that emotional thing is that led us here, right? And the thing is we really want as many people as possible to know what we know now because it was so life-changing to us. But when you're not being clear about the specific issue that you're capable of helping someone with, and you're lost in all the noise out there and like nobody can hear you, right? It's kind of like, okay, think about the last time that you were walking through a noisy room full of people. I know, crazy, right? Because it feels like so long ago, right? But just imagine you're walking through, all you're hearing is, blah, 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 the murmurs of people talking, and none of it relates to like anything that you care about. But then, then say you're vegan and, all of a sudden you hear someone else say that word and like, boop, that got your attention, right? You hear somebody across the room say vegan and you're just like, oh, vegan? Hello, right? Next thing you know, you're like sharing tofu kebabs and you're like BFFs or whatever, right? That's kind of like how it is online. So when you're scrolling, you're just like walking through a noisy room until, something you care about actually catches your attention. And that's how it is for your prospects too. So they're scrolling or they're searching, and let's be real, they're not out there trying to hire a coach, but let's say that they have a painful digestive issue and they see that you shared something about that because, say that's the problem that you solve. Well, now you got their attention. So when you can get really clear on the specific problem that you solve for a specific type of person that you can help, those kind of people actually perk up and make a beeline to check you out and, spy on your stuff. Does that make sense? Now, this does not mean that you can only work with your ideal client, okay? It does not mean that if you have people that you're connected to in your life that need your support, that you can't work with them. Yes, absolutely work with those people. That's how most coaches actually get started. But we're talking about your niche because that's specific to marketing. So when it comes to marketing beyond your friends and family and all the people who already know and trust you, the niche is really, really, really important. Okay. So the next piece to this is having clarity about your program. Now, this is the how of how you're going to help them solve that problem. So, what's your plan to get them from A to Z? You need to feel confident about this, and you need to feel clear about this in order to offer your ideal prospects what you have and actually to enroll them into your program. So you need to know what is the process that you're going to walk people through. What does it look like? What are the different topics that you're going to cover? How do you support them so that they achieve success with you? So all those things, and what are you going to charge for your program? How long is it going to be? So those are the basic things that you just need to just brain dump. And what's beautiful is that those things that I just mentioned, those are really like the only things that you need in order to actually start enrolling people into your program. Beautiful, right? So if you have that much, then you have everything you need to get your first like 1 or 2 paying clients. Capiche? And you don't even need to have a completed, certificate, or you don't have to have your coaching certification quite yet just to get started. Like, you just need to know your state's regulations for health coaching. So so get started. Like, if you have that much, just go ahead and go right out of the gates. Just find your first 1 or 2 paying clients. So then the third step, right? So the third step in this process is getting visible. So, yeah, I'm really goofy. So you have to get out there and let people know what it is that you do, who you are, what it is you offer, how you can help them. So if you're not actually being visible and letting people know this, unfortunately, you're not just going to magically get clients. You cannot just create a website or create a Facebook group or a Facebook page or an Instagram account or a YouTube channel or any of that stuff and expect that clients are going to magically just fall in your lap, or that you're just going to put some spammy posts online. And that, that's just not the way that it works. You have to have a solid marketing plan for getting visible and becoming known as an authority in this space. And through that, you're sharing what it is you do. You're talking about the problem that you're solving. You're creating and sharing the right kind of content. You're letting your target audience know, like, this is what I'm doing. This is how I can help you. So that's really, really important. And that shows that you are the authority that your ideal clients actually want to hire. Right? Cool. And the other piece to this is also having your marketing, to this marketing plan, right? This system, having a system in place that captures the leads that you're getting so that you don't lose contact with them before they even get the chance to decide if they want to take the next step with you. And, that would be your funnel. And this it's easy to set up once and then have it like mostly automated, which frees up your time to focus your visibility, focus on your visibility strategy and actually serving your clients. Because the reality is that, this stuff like Facebook and Instagram, and pretty much every social media platform and even Google, they make changes all the time that can impact how and when you're able to get your stuff in front of people. So it's important to, utilize the help of these platforms to direct your leads from a platform that you don't own onto an email list that you do own, right? And then that brings us to the final step in this whole business building adventure, is knowing how to sell your program. Because sales, right? I get it. So you might be hyperventilating when I say the word sales, right? So you're probably picturing yourself as like some slick salesperson trying to sell someone something that they don't want or need for a profit. But that's just the thing. The fact that they identify that they want to solve their problem and they reach out to talk to you about it means most of the sales job has already been done. And I like to say that your goal is never to sell anyway. It's to be their guide to the decision that's best for them. Because really, what you have to offer is likely the answer to their prayers, right? So it's your responsibility to not just your business, but to your clients to understand the psychology behind the sales process and how to have that conversation with someone from your heart so that you're never having to convince somebody to work with you. And when you do that right, the buying decision becomes theirs, not yours, which is the way it should be. And when that happens, you're never, ever selling anything. So, the people, or specifically coaches and new entrepreneurs who don't know this process, typically find sales like really uncomfortable. And you may even hold beliefs about it that aren't actually true, but that's all easy to overcome because, it's an essential piece of the process to get someone from being interested in working with you to actually becoming a paying client. They have to go through that sales process. And then from there, you've got your new clients. Boom. Okay. So those are the steps to getting your coaching business up and running from start to finish, right? And it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It's actually easy peasy. It's super simple. I won't say easy. Easy is a lie. It's simple. Okay. But when you have those pieces in place, then you're able to grow your business. You're able to, have that foundation in place so that you can create that consistent income to be able to scale to those 6 figures and beyond if that is your goal. So this is really the starting piece on how to get started. And when you get these first steps in place, you can start seeing clients and experience how rewarding and fulfilling having a coaching business actually is. So, for many of you that are just getting started, I really hope you found this super helpful. Let me know in the comments below if this is helpful to you when it comes to starting your coaching business right here in 2021. And if you're not sure how to implement these steps, or if you've been trying to do this on your own and you're not seeing the results that you want, then I've got a link for you that's in the description box. And when you click that link, it's going to take you to a very special page that I made just for you that shows you exactly how I help new and struggling coaches go from 0 to getting their first paying clients and beyond. So if you're trying to get paying clients and you're trying to make the income in your business that you want, but you're just overwhelmed or you're stuck in struggleville. Like, I know that feeling. I've been there. So if that's you, I want you to go ahead and click that link and take a look at what I have for you. Sound good? Okay. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.